Namaste.
Pranam Pawanji, good morning again, and it's lovely to see you. Welcome to Winters officially in London and in the Northern Hemisphere. Whoever's watching us, we just want to let you know that we have been studying the living Hanuman for a while now, going verse by verse from the book that Pawanji himself has written, The Living Hanuman. Today we are here to study the verse 5. And as usual, we are just going to go through what is there in the chapter. Also, then Pawanji gives his own viewpoint and more knowledge and insight into the current verse. So the verse 5 starts with Hātha bajra or dhvajā birājai, ṅdhe mūñja janeū sājai. And there's an English translation which says, hands hold the mighty mace, flag of success, flying high. Mūñja grass as sacred strings grace your shoulders and glorify. And then there is a small takeaway meaning from this verse, which is, I succeed due to my firm resolve and intent. I hold my duties above all. So this is how the verse begins. And then now Pawanji will tell us a little more about this verse.
Okay, so we have been studying the verses, and we have seen how Hanumanji is being described in his appearance, in his behavior. Here, Hanumanji's attitude is being described in this verse. Hātha bajra aur dhvajā birājai, ṅdhe mūñja janeū sājai. Simple meaning is Hātha bajra, hands made of vajra or hands holding the vajra. Both meaning can be there. Dhvajā birājai, it holds a flag. Ṅdhe mūñja janeū sājai. Janeyu, the sacred thread, the Janeyu, the sacred thread that twice born wear, and that sacred thread made up of mūñja grass. So on the shoulders, there is a mūñja grass. Now, this describes not the physical appearance of Hanumanji, but his attitude. Number one, vajra. Vajra, Hātha vajra, he is holding vajra in his hands, or his hands are made up of vajra. Vajra is a translation for vajra is the thunder. Vajra means the hardest element of the universe. That's the vajra, and it is considered to be the thunderbolt. It was made out of the spinal column of sage Dadichi. Sage Dadichi offered or donated his spinal column to Indra, and out of that Indra made Vajra, and out of that Vajra, Vritasur was killed. Vritasur, the demon of circles, a demon who keeps you going around in circles. We are in a maze of circles. So with that Vajra, with that power, with that energy, which was gathered, collected, concentrated in the spinal column of a rishi, that with that weapon, the demon of circles was destroyed. So here, the attitude is of giving the whole of oneself. This is, you can say, one of the most ancient reference to the possibility of organ donation. And in current times, we live when this possibility has become a reality, and the reality addresses a need of millions of people who need live organs from dead bodies. So a devotee of Hanumanji should have the attitude of signing off and donating his organs. This is what I have emphasized, re-emphasized in the book. Less than that does not qualify you to be called a devotee of Hanuman. I would go that far to say that. Because when your eyes can give light to a blind, your skin can save a burned victim, your liver can be transplanted. There are so many organs that can be transplanted from a dead body to simply burn a functional dead body is probably a crime, which would have otherwise saved so many lives, So we need to actually readjust our conditioning and social behavior and social customs to include organ donation or giving the whole of yourself. It's not only when you die, but the Dadichi Rishi gave it when he was alive. So to give all your organs into the service of the others, it is not only pulling out your eyes for eye transplant, but allowing your eyes to be in service of others. So this is the first one, Hātha bajra. Also, Hātha bajra, hands and vajra, these two words together, Hātha bajra, alludes to Vajrapani, one of the bodhisattvas. That's the connection going from here. Vajrapani is one of the bodhisattvas in the Buddhist tradition, and there these traditions are confluencing. Hātha bajra. Dhvajā birājai. Dhvajā, flag. Flag of what? Flag of success. So it says, Hātha vajra means hands like vajra, firm hands, firm actions, and the flag of success. To firm actions, the flag of success is predetermined, predestined. Firm actions, actions out of full faith, will certainly result into success. Here it is mentioned that way. And then ṅdhe, mūñja, on the shoulders, Janeyu, made up of mūñja. Mūñja is a grass. It's a very resilient grass. So here, one attitude or one quality or an attitude that is being expressed is that of highest possible resilience. And Janeyu used to be conferred on young twice-born in our tradition through a ceremony known as the Upanayan ceremony. Upanayan means special sight. A special seeing or a special sight was invoked in a child, and then this janeū, this sacred thread, was placed on his shoulders. This represents a special perception, not the regular perception, not the regular perception of competition, this versus that, I need to grab this, I need to do that, but a special perception which will enable a sense of responsibility and connectedness to the whole. That is what that thread stands for. In fact, in Japji Sahib, Guru Nanak Dev Ji talks about this janeū, in which the thread, so the cotton is compassion. He says, out of the cotton of compassion, the threads of contentment may be made, and the twist of truth to be put on that, the knot, the twist of truth to be put on that. So compassion, contentment, and a deep sense of ownership and responsibility towards the welfare of all. That is what the sacred thread represents. That is why it is sacred. And so Hanumanji wears it on his shoulders. Covering it all back again, firm action with predetermined success, deep social responsibility, compassion, contentment, and an attitude of giving a whole of myself to the others. This particular emotion is being expressed in this verse.
Anji, when I read this verse, you already covered it. Actually, I thought that if you miss on it, because you give us so much extra knowledge besides what's in the book, if you miss on it, I would really touch on this point where you talk about organ donation also in the book and how you connect Sage Dadichi giving his spinal column to Indra. And I really love that part. I highlighted it because obviously these small stories, they connect us, they connect different scriptures in ways to tell us how the focus on breath basically connect all of it, like in the book as well, like the the journey has throughout been introspection and focusing, disciplining ourselves via breath analysis, via breath awareness. Then as we follow up, you always put a yoga pose, and in this one, I think it's the shoulder stand pose, which is the Sarvanga Asana, and it kind of activates the endocrine system, the blood flow. I think those who do yoga will really know the benefits specifically of the shoulder pose. In the in-journey questions of this one, the question there's like in everyone there, in a group of questions, there's always that one question, and that's the one I love the most. And it was, I hold the flag of success in my hands. So that's actually not a question, that's a statement, because this verse states that I am Hātha, bajra or dhvajā birājai, and I'm holding the dhvajā. The success, a success which is predetermined, pre-willed, and pre-accomplished. And can I describe this success? So, when I did this question, it is so difficult as a ordinary human being, I have to say. We feel that when we are attempting something new, and when we are launching it in any aspect, whether it's your personal behavior or a professional thing, we are always having these doubts, self-doubt. And this question really made me think in that direction, that when you are in surrender towards the universe, to any particular god you like for example, in this verse we are studying Hanumanji. So for me, it says my success is predetermined, it is pre-willed, and that gave me a deep sense of confidence, knowing that when you are sitting in surrender, maybe the result may not be what I want, but it is the result that is ultimately going towards a better result than what maybe I am thinking. So that was very beautiful, because I do these questions before our session starts. So it says, can I describe this success? And I wrote a really long answer for it. I mean, you could please, if you could say something in for this question, because I'm sure people will have, all the students that we all are studying this together. I'm sure there will be a big blank moment when this question arises, because how do you come to know? How do you believe that, your success is predetermined or pre-willed? What's your viewpoint on it?
Yeah, see, two things. One is that we normally operate out of a belief that our success may happen, may not happen. So we operate out of a space of not knowing. Just as we operate out of a space of not knowing, here we are invited to get into a space of totally knowing that it will work. And you correctly put it, that whatever will be the result will be the success of it. The success of that action is the action well done, with firm faith, with good intention, and the intention of giving the whole of myself in total compassion, in full contentment, the whole of myself for the benefit of others. So in this particular action, success is predetermined. A few lives sure will be touched in a very good way. That is the success of this particular sentiment. At more personal and worldly level, if you might say, there also to have that firm faith that I will succeed, I will make it. Not in one, if I fail in one attempt, the second will be done. And I don't fail. There are either lessons or successes. There is no failure at all. I learn again, I do it, I amend myself, etc. More than that, here I'm hinting towards there is a process of karma in which we talk about you reap what you sow. So here I'm wanting to say you sow what you seek. Whatever you are seeking, sow that. And there is a method of thinking or orienting our actions or our whole behavior, which is known as causing the effect. The success that you want to create, how do you make it happen? How do you cause it? So when you are so determined about that outcome, you will also be able to get a clear inspiration to understand the cause and be fully confident and have the total faith that that cause will result into that effect. All of these subtle layers are interfolded in this particular statement that you're pointing out.
Yes, I really love this question. And the other questions of these also were very prompting us to think towards, like, have I pledged to donate my whole body after I depart from earth? You know, what are my doubts and fears? So these are very provocative questions that will, even if 1 in 100 viewers gets motivated, we are definitely aiming that it kind of, you know, sows the seed of introspection and a different perspective. So hopefully we are going to be there. And towards the end of this, you write about the my action point, which is to firmly resolve to do what is ought to be done and take full responsibility. You know, as human beings, I know that how we like to escape the consequences of our choices, and constantly reminding ourselves that we have to take full responsibility of every action that we do. Every singular action has to be a conscious choice, and the ripple effect of it is something that we have to be constantly aware of as people. So on that note, you please close the session for us.
Yeah, you have brought it to the very high point or high note of this session. I would wish to say that here we are invited to make superior choices, higher choices, superior choices, what we ought to do, not what is pleasant, not what is pleasurable, not what is preyas, but that which is shreyas. And when we choose that which is shreyas, success is predetermined. It is preordained that shreyas or superior choices will meet their superior consequences. Pleasurable choices may not meet their pleasant end. Maybe they meet an unpleasant end, and then we are struggling there. But when you make a superior choice, which is beyond preyas, which is shreyas, superior choice, our success in that, or our you can say the meeting of the purpose of our life is preordained, predetermined when we make superior choices out of this emotion of giving the whole of myself.
I completely feel overwhelmed every time when we are closing the session, not because, you know, I have obviously read the chapter, done the questions, but, you know, when you communicate and when you are mirrored, like the thought process in you is mirrored by the Guru by giving a few words, and, you know, it's like a reiteration that, yes, you are in the right direction. No matter how hard the Shreyas choices will be, they are just going to be better. So thank you so much for, you know, bringing so much joy and so much fullness of purpose just arrives to me every time we speak. Hopefully we'll see you again for the next one. Thank you so very much. You know, love you so much.